Aloha, everyone, and welcome to another live stream of Key to the Treasure. This is in regards to the quote of the day for the book Answering the Call Accidentally on Purpose. I am Neil Molokai Mystic, the author, with my sidekick over here.
I'm Nick with my angels.
And Nick is the one who chooses the quotes of each day, and she finds the perfect picture for it and everything. So, Nick, can you share what the quote of today is?
Yes, of course. This is today's quote. You can
Okay.
read it.
Yeah, this is a deep book. I said farewell while my earthly heart ached and my spirit rejoiced with the support of my divine team. And what drew you to this particular passage of my book, Nick?
Um, I think it's because this week I had to say goodbye to two persons that I love. Um, I lost two people this week. My auntie 2 days ago and my mother-in-law 3 days ago. So um, I'm happy for them because both of them were struggling with health issues. So I know they are in a happier place, in a better place, but it's still hard for us who are left behind. So I felt that this quote was very relevant for me at this time. And I think that where I am on my spiritual journey helped me a lot. My connection with my divine team helped me a lot. Like I am I'm very proud of myself for how I am handling grief. And I think it's because I am more aware of my connection and the support of the angels and my whole team. So that's what called me to this quote.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, it is both an honoring of our own divine within us and honoring our vessel and our earthly heart, but also in that rejoicing um, in that goodbye, rejoicing in allowing yourself to say, yes, I am happy for them. And yes, I am hurting for me. You know, I'm not just hurting for me, I'm hurting for all of the loved ones that are mourning those goodbyes. But at the same time, when we're in the awareness that our spirits are allowed to rejoice at the same time because we know that there is something better, you know, there's something better for them. But it's okay to honor both that earthly heart and not beat ourselves up when we do smile, you know, when
Yeah,
we do allow our spirits to rejoice. And it is our divine team helping us stand in that divine awareness that helps us get through. So I think this is, and I saw this today. I understood where you were going with it, but I also, uh, as well, took it in regards to what is happening in the world at the same time, and reflected on the chapter itself, and my journey of honoring both my earthly heart and my spirit rejoicing with the support of my divine team. Um, so in this particular chapter that you got the quote from, uh, it was a journey of saying farewell to Um, I guess logically, what I knew would be an upcoming farewell to the earthly presence of my Popocatus. But at the same time, my divine team supported me in that. And I don't think I would have fared as well as I did. Like you say here, you're very proud of yourself in honoring that grieving process of both your earthly heart and your spirit rejoicing for them. Um, but like you said, I don't think I would have fared very well if I didn't have that divine support. And my popo transitioned when I was 17. And even at that age, my faith was so strong that I was able to walk that journey with both the awareness of the importance of honoring that earthly heart and my spirit at the same time.
Um, Neil, it's true that, like I said at the beginning, that the reason I chose this quote was because in in the last 3 days I lost two people close to my heart in my family. But also I did think about all these souls at the same time. And you mentioned that, and I was going, it was one of my questions. So I will still ask my question. Like, on an individual level, it's not easy, but it's easier, let's say, to rejoice and to feel happy for them. But when it's something massive and so devastating, like what's going on because of the earthquake in Turkey and Syria, and how can we feel happy for them? Like, what can you say about that?
Yeah, it's very hard. Um, it's hard to step into that rejoicing for their souls when it's at such a catastrophic level. And this is where we bring in our divine team. And for me, I believe that it's both harder and easier. So there's this flip side for me because I understand the other side, having traveled to the other side in my near death experience. I understand the beauty and the all encompassing love that takes place on the other side. Um, but I am human as well. And I'm also very receptive to the energies. So not only am I able to, this is why I said it's easier, but it's also hard for me as well because um, not only am I experiencing the rejoicing of those souls that have transitioned, but I'm hearing and feeling the wailing of the parents. And it is reminding myself in that moment of hearing and feeling the wailing of the parents to tap in and call in my divine team and call in that divine support for the world, reminding myself I'm not helpless in that. And um, bringing understanding to such a catastrophic event is when we trust that when the time is right, the soul transitions. It's not about how that soul transitions. It's about the fact that the time was right for that soul, regardless of what we wanted for them, you know? So if we look at what is for their highest and greatest good, then we look at the spiritual aspect of it as well. We honor our heart's aching. We do what we're called to do. By me saying, I'm hearing and I'm feeling the wailing of the parents, I understand their heart's aching, you know? And so when that comes in for me, I can't just absorb it and take it on as my own. What I do is I feel that pain and say, now, what am I meant to do with this message? And in this message, in that moment, I'm meant to send that support. I'm
Yeah.
meant to send that love, that light. So um, the why is because it was time for them. That's the why. And yes, we can struggle with the hows all we want to, but that's our earthly aspect struggling with the departure of our loved ones. It's the why is because it was the time for them.
But it's a bit like my what I find hard is I understand when I say it was the time, but how come it's time for such a massive group of people together? Like I
And
struggle with
this gets a little bit deep. Okay,
that.
so when you look at masses leaving at the same time, their souls have a higher purpose,
Okay.
and their souls understand that they have a higher purpose. And so there is this mass casualty that takes event because all of those souls have a supportive role in what's happening in the world right now. And it's like, okay, they it's like when I started getting all these souls transitioning during the big COVID, where everybody was just like thousands and thousands a day. The lines were just going on and on and on and on. And these people are meant to transition because they are our divine support on the other side. They become part of the team that helps us that are remaining here on earth. you know so a lot of times, even some of these souls that have never been met before earth wise, they are on a specific team to help with the functioning of shifting of energies or events on the earth, and then they transition and they support us. They become that divine support.
Okay.
They have a
Very,
specific calling.
yeah. Still the puzzle. It's all a puzzle. It all comes together.
It's all part of the puzzle. And in this particular chapter, it is in regards to the fact that our gifts are not all butterflies and rainbows. Sometimes our gifts can feel like a curse. It hurts. It rains and it rains hard. And what we're meant to do is to see the higher perspective. What is it What is it that I am being taught in this moment? What is it that I am being called to in this moment? When my gift feels like a curse, I know good and well that it's not a curse. So, what is it that I'm being called to? How am I meant to support it?
Yeah.
It's not meant for me to absorb it. So, how am I meant to support it? And then when we see the clarity of the higher perspective, then we know what our role really is in the moment.
Thank you. So here's the quote again, and I think we covered briefly what it is, what it means to you and to me. So
Well,
thank you,
this is
everyone.
one more key to the treasure for all of you in regards to the quote of today. So I hope you dig a little bit deeper, go a little bit farther, and find out what is it you are being called to. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.